Hi guys, so I'm going to be doing a video on how to start a business. So I'm just going to share my presentation. Oop, there we go. Okay, so how to start a business. So the first thing you want to consider is your idea. So a lot of people think that if you want to start a business, it has to be super complicated idea. It has to be crazy, intricate, like electric car or something, I don't know, very complicated. But usually most products are super simple, like a phone case, that's pretty simple, or a nail file, simple, band-aid, simple. Like most of the ideas that are successful are very simple, and so even if you're young, you can figure out something that you're good at, like a talent, or you're really good at making bracelets. And let's say everyone really likes your bracelets. Well, you can make a business with that. So if you figure out what you're good at, that usually can help you lead into what your business can be. So you really want to think simple, try to solve a problem. Like, let's say, like with the Band-Aid, it was a man whose wife always got cuts when she was cooking, and he always had to like make things to wrap around her finger because she would bleed when she'd cook. So he made the Band-Aids from that because he was solving his wife's problem. So if you look through your everyday life and you think about the problems that you have, think about some easy things that you could do to fix those problems and how you can get other people to buy that as well. So again, most inventions or businesses are simple and convenient. And if you're kind of lost, you could try to research some things. Also, it's good to look at certain events as opportunities. So for example, we're in COVID. So maybe you could make something that has to do with a mask or keeping people safe, or maybe an invention that deals with hand sanitizer. So you could see that a lot of events or a lot of things that can be seen as problems, like COVID is a pretty big problem, you can try to see what opportunities that brings. Mm, Okay, so plan. So once you figure out your idea, you kind of want to figure out how you're going to implement that. So who are you trying to target with your idea? Um, does this target audience have a certain age, a certain gender? Do they like certain activities? So for example, if you're making a backpack for hikers, you want to target hikers. So you want to figure out who hikes. Is there a certain age group of people that hike? What else do they like to do? So your goal should be to try to reach out to these people, try to figure out what they like, um, and see if you can make your idea better. Um, that's a like a lot of people assume that they know their audience, like, oh, I have a really good idea, but you really don't know until you talk to them, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are going to be buying from you. So you want to make sure that your product or service really meets what they want. Another thing is you want to make sure that your product or service has a how, what, and why. Like, how is it going to be made? What is it? And why are you doing this? What is the reason behind it? So, you want to try to answer these questions. The other thing is money. So, how much does it cost for your product or service to be made? So, let's say you want to start a tutoring business. How much does gas cost? Like if you're visiting these people in person, you have to worry about the gas. You may have to get pencils, paper, other supplies, maybe even textbooks. So you want to try to understand the money behind it. And then after you realize how much it takes to make the thing or service, then you determine how much you're going to charge. So let's say it costs you 20, 25 bucks to get your tutoring materials. Um, then maybe I would charge around $10, $15 an hour. And let's say you tutor maybe for 3 hours. That's pretty good. You're making 30 bucks to the 25 supplies. So you're making $5 and then you're repeatedly seeing them again and again. So you'll eventually get profits. So you really want to plan that out. If your product is more expensive, maybe you could see if people will go in on the business with you and can give you some money. So set up, you want to be cognizant of where you're doing it. So are you doing it at home? You could save a lot of money doing it at home, or do you need a certain place to build your product or service? You also want to look at the name. Can you make like a catchy name for it? Or branding, like a logo or something like that to get your target audience's attention. And also, what is your message? What are you trying to say? So again, a lot of it seems really complicated, but if you're doing a tutoring business, you could be like, work smarter, not harder. That could work. And then make a certain logo for that. But it's really all up to you. Also, you can use social media to your advantage. So you can maybe make a Twitter or a Facebook or an Instagram based on your product. So let's say you are making clothing. You want to create a certain Instagram thing, maybe have models model your clothing and create a certain vibe if you want to kind of get people to see what you're about. But the other thing is you want to keep it very business appropriate. Like you shouldn't have personal pictures on there. It's like very business like. And you have to remember you're creating an image. This is how people will see you. So you want to keep it professional. Also, team. It's very important to find people who are passionate about what you're doing and can join you. So if you're in the clothing business, maybe have someone who's a good marketer who can market your clothing. Bring on people who give special skills to your idea. And one of the most important things is that a team can make or break your business. They did a study on what was most valuable in certain businesses. Was it time, team, or money? And the make or break was actually the team. The best teams were the most successful, but the worst teams basically failed. And it didn't matter if they had a lot of money, and it didn't matter if they had a lot of time. If the team was bad, they failed. So getting into a business is definitely something that is worthwhile, and anyone can do it. It's really so easy. It could be so simple. Bracelets, clothing, anything. But yeah, explore certain problems and see if you can do it and pull it off. But that's the end of the discussion, and I hope that you guys find it helpful. Have a good rest of your day.